Is this a giant kaleidoscope? Or is it just 6 cheap mirrors hastily thrown together? Well, what does a man with 2 penises tell his tailor when he's asked if he dresses to the right or to the left? Yes! So here's the thing, I am just into this project and I'm already running into issues. And the biggest issue is figuring out how to get all of these mirrors outside of these frames. These mirrors are really cheap. They're less than $10 a piece. I think I paid like $7 a piece. They just seemed like the cheapest, biggest mirrors that I could find. But I started looking on Amazon and they have frameless mirrors available. They're just a lot smaller, but the price is going to be pretty close to what I'm spending with these mirrors. These mirrors are about 1 foot wide and I think 48 inches tall. The mirrors that are on Amazon are still 1 foot wide, but are only 16 inches tall. So that would look more like this. That's a pretty big height difference. I'm just really scared about like cutting myself and breaking this mirror, that I really don't think it's worth destroying these mirrors, and I think that I could find people to take the rest of these ones, and I don't really want to recommend anyone else to make this huge kaleidoscope if there's a huge chance that you're gonna cut yourself or break a mirror. Day 1 and we're already completely changing my plans. So that means I guess that's going well, I don't know. It's going how it's going. So let's get rid of these mirrors. Why am I doing this? I've had this idea for a little bit and it all stemmed from hearing the lyric, "The girl with kaleidoscope eyes," from the song "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds" by the Beatles. I love the Beatles and I've had this visual of a girl with kaleidoscope eyes. I don't necessarily have the idea of like making the kaleidoscope in my eyes, but like I want to turn myself into Lucy, the girl with kaleidoscope eyes, because I love color, I love crazy visuals, and I've always felt like a girl with kaleidoscope eyes because I just see the world in this really colorful, artistic way. That being said, I thought about putting a bunch of mirrors together. That seems like the easiest way to build a kaleidoscope, because a kaleidoscope, the way that it's constructed, is just 3 mirrors put together, and then at the end there's this colorful disc where a bunch of beads will rotate around, so you're always having a changing visual. To make that on a grander scale, on a real life human scale, all you need is a bunch of mirrors. So that's what I got. Do you want to see my photo shoot outfit? I'm not gonna put it on now because we need some suspense for the later half of this video, but this is the outfit that I got that I'm gonna be shooting. Full tassel. This part is a skirt, this part is a jacket, and then I have a little surprise for later. I wanted obviously something colorful, something reflective, so that's why I have this metallic tassel. So here's a little peek. I'm very excited. It's giving Elton John, and I love that vibe. I'm going to show you how I put this whole kaleidoscope together, and then we'll go back in time and I will show you how I made each of these. So these are wooden hexagons, and this is going to be the structure for our kaleidoscope because we need something to stick the mirrors to. I made 3 of these hexagons out of 2x4s. And the way that it's going to work, the first hexagon will hold the left side of the mirror. The second hexagon is gonna hold 1/2 of this side of the mirror. And then this hexagon is going to also hold this half of this mirror. So pretty much the middle hexagon is going to be the support for both sides of the mirrors. I'm like having like peek through the wood here. So the mirrors are going to be held on with Velcro. It will give me some allowance. If the mirror is a little bit off, I could just lift off the Velcro and reposition it, which will be very helpful. And it will make it so that this whole contraption here can be stored in my garage a little bit more easily. Now that you can kind of see how it's constructed, let's go back in time. I will show you how I made these hexagons. Ooh, time warp. The new mirrors just came in today, so now is a moment of truth to see if these are going to work for the kaleidoscope project. I really hope so because I ordered a lot of these. Okay, They really packaged them well. Okay. Moment of truth. Yeah, that's a mirror. Okay, so I paid about $65 for all 12 mirrors. There was a little bit of a discount. I think normally it's like $80. But I understand what it's like to be a creative on a shoestring budget. So there is a way to do this for like less than $20. If you look on Amazon for mirror stickers, they have these like vinyl stickers that have this reflective coating on them, and they are really good looking mirrors. Like, it'll get the job done. The only benefit to having an actual mirror versus the vinyl sticker mirror, the vinyl is going to twist more because it has more give, and so you might get some distortion in the image as it's repeated, which could also be a vibe if you want like heavy distortion, or if you want it to be kind of wavy. That could also look really cool. But you could use the vinyl stickers and cardboard and make this project for super, super cheap. I would just try to use thicker cardboard so that when the vinyl sticker is on the cardboard doesn't warp the vinyl too much. Unless that's what you're going for. I don't know. My plan for the other mirrors was to do them long ways like this, making each side about 1 foot around me. But what I'm thinking about doing for this project is to make the mirrors face this way. Now it's going to be 16 inches wide on each side. So it's gonna make my entire hexagon bigger. This is gonna be the width of my kaleidoscope. I think it's gonna work. But first, let's do a matcha break. Device move. No, that's mine. How am I gonna describe this to you? Because I don't even know what I'm doing. This is gonna be a very simple construction. It's just gonna be made with 2x4s, mirrors, and a chop saw. Chop saws allow you to cut at an angle, and you're gonna need to cut each 2x4 at a 30-degree angle on both sides. Doggies! Let's try cutting and see how it goes. Alright, so I'm cutting all of my wood with a chop saw, also known as a miter saw. I measured the length that I need based off of my mirror, plus an extra about 1/8 of an inch or a couple centimeters on each side to give allowance for the other mirrors that will be on each side of it. After cutting 2 pieces, I realized that I was cutting based on the length of the short edge of the mirror, and I realized that in planning I wanted to do the long side of a mirror, but I was thinking I already cut these pieces, should I just move forward with the short edge of the mirror? But if you ask any guy, he'll tell you that 4 inches matters, so I ended up choosing the long side and recut these pieces. I wanted to work smart and not hard, so I cut 1 piece that was going to be my template piece, and I was going to use that to measure every single other piece that I cut, so I could just do a quick mark and then cut. This made the process go very quickly. I needed 18 pieces total so that I could have 3 full hexagons. I was really excited when I got to put them together and see for the very first time how big my kaleidoscope was actually going to be. Okay, so I cut my wood, and when I brought it to my mirrors, I was a little nervous because it seemed like there was a little bit too much on each side, especially when I started lining up the mirrors. But I wanted to play it safe because it's better to have it longer so you could trim it down later than to cut it too short and then to have to restart and cut a new piece of wood. Excuse me, I'm talking. Tobias just loves to be a part of everything. There is just the tiniest bit of space on each side of the mirrors. I actually cut the 2x4s perfectly, and I'm impressed. Yeah, I really don't have a fancy plan for screwing these 2x4s together. I basically have these old screws that I had in my garage. I'm basically gonna have a screw going down here, going from the top of this board here, boring down into this board. Let's get these 2x4s put together. We will see how that looks. Hopefully it'll be a kaleidoscope. It'll be something. It'll be a mirror in a hexagonal shape. So like, that's cool. That's something. All right, there we go. Our first board's connected. It is very poorly aligned, but I believe that she will do. my gosh. Here is one hexagon. So this is going to be the size of my kaleidoscope, which honestly, I think it's perfect because I'll be able to like really pose with my upper half. 2 more left, and then we can start putting the mirrors in. Oh, this one is Gunther. Say hi, Gunther. And then of course, here's Tobias. Love you, baby. Don't knock over my thing. We could finally put together our kaleidoscope. This already looks so cool. I'm going to have to put all of the Velcro on, and then we will add the pieces as we go along. The Velcro I got is meant to hold 5 pounds, meaning that it will definitely hold the mirrors. But because of how strong this Velcro is, once I put it on, it's pretty hard to get the mirrors back off. Something flat to separate the pieces of the Velcro together. Let's get started by getting some mirrors on. Does this look cool? There's so many of me. Oh my goodness. So I got all of the mirrors in. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of adjusting. This wood isn't perfectly straight, so it's gonna be a little bit tricky to get the mirrors kind of perfectly aligned. I am in love. This is so cool. And I think that like the lines not lining up aren't super obvious, which is great. I'm a kaleidoscope. Oh my gosh, imagine cool like dance moves in here. Well friends, here we are. We have done it. We have built a giant kaleidoscope. And it is so cool. When I move around, it's so trippy looking. The camera has insect vision and it's so cool. I have finally got all my makeup on, and this is my tinsel jacket. Oh, so cool. It is 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm actually just now starting to take my pictures. Hopefully it's not obvious how like dirty these mirrors are, because I do need to clean them before I start shooting. My little grubby handprints are all over these. Let me give you a little bit of a lighting tour. I want to show you my lighting for those of you who care. For those of you who don't care, I'm going to be showing you the photos from this photo shoot. I'm hoping they look good. Obviously I haven't even shot them, I haven't edited them yet, but with the power of editing, you are getting to view them right now. So here is my lighting setup. In front of me is a really big, strong softbox. This is going to be my main light. And then behind me, I have a blue light that is showing onto my white wall. That's it. It's a very simple light setup. There are mirrors reflecting all the way around my face. I wasn't too worried about the light being too harsh because all of the light is going to be bouncing onto me and all of my lighting will be very even. So there's nothing left for me to do but to start shooting. Honestly though, I think that this kaleidoscope would be really cool for like a video setup because like the motion and stuff looks really cool, especially when I like take up the whole frame here. It is kind of crazy how cool this looks. There's only one thing about this project that I would do differently, and that would be adding side supports for these little wood pieces here that the mirrors are attached to. Since I have mine just free floating, they kind of get out of square, and then it makes it really easy for my mirrors, once perfect, to get shifted and adjusted, and then it's not perfect. Another key point to my setup is my camera has a new lens actually, and it's a 16mm lens. I needed a wide angle so that my camera could be close, but I could still see all of the mirrors since this is kind of a tight space. I am actually kind of in love with this lens. It's super cheap. It was like $280, which for a lens that opens up to 2.8 is a really great deal. It's on the cheaper side of special effects projects, and I feel like the creative possibilities are really limitless here, especially when you pair it with cool lighting, fun effects. It's just really cool. I don't know what else to say. I have outdone myself. Hopefully these photos look cool and you think that they're awesome. Consider subscribing if you want a daily dose of creative chaos. I love to do weird shit like this all the time, and I love to share it. Honestly, like, This whole project was very affordable and actually like really easy. It took minimal construction skills. I think if I could do it, anyone could do it. I don't want to gatekeep any of my ideas. I want you guys to feel like you could try making anything that I make, just because I think that if artists are more excited about helping other artists and showing their whole process, then we will be a more creative human race. So feel free to make this for yourself. Please do. Please tag me if you do, because that always makes me super excited. You could also find me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm Ruthie's Magical Camera everywhere on the internet. With that, I hope you guys all have a wonderful night, evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time you are watching this, and that you bring magic with you everywhere you go and stay enchanted. I don't know. I'm workshopping a new outro. You guys gotta work with me. Stay enchanted, be magical. I don't know. It's gotta be something like magic related because I'm Lucy's Magical Camera. I'm still figuring out what to do with this channel. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be chaotic, whatever it is, and it's gonna be colorful, and it's gonna be magical. Maybe next time you'll see me, I will be bare butt on a unicorn. Bye!